You took over the Ministry of Finance, I think it was in September last year. So that will make this year, this month, exactly 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. You took over around September 16, 2025, and you will be 1 year, September 16. How did you meet the ministry, and where is the ministry now?
Ministry or the country? Well, let me give kudos to my my predecessor. I knew him from the university, Boyma Kamara. He was one step below, and I was recruited at the central bank in 2000. Boyma and others came in 2001, and so we all have the same upbringing, chiseled and molded in the discipline of Salibe and the professional colleagues at the bank. And so he had come ahead, and he had to transition. We came and decided to work with the team. Well, we had to stabilize and move ahead, energize, bring confidence back, consolidate the thing that Burma and others inherited, tough and challenging circumstances. By the time I come, they are practically stabilized. My duty was to take it from where they stopped and move ahead and do some sprinting. So when I came, I had to, work they started, the crafting of the National Development Plan. I had to proceed and lead that effort to completion. When I came, we launched straight into budget preparation. And one of the things is that people had gotten used to delayed budget presentation at the legislature. When I told them that we would meet our deadline, the first meeting I had, the first day I entered, I actually came on September 16. So next Tuesday would be my first year anniversary. They didn't believe me. I said, no, we'll meet the deadline. Well, we have to stretch ourselves. And the Ministry of Finance will be the Ministry of Finance. And I was struck by the fact that, when you work at the Ministry of Finance, you lose yourself to the state. We rather start to work by 5 because throughout the day, there are too many meetings here and there. You empty into your office and start to do real work. So, well, I thank the team at the ministry. We worked, sometimes we work at as late as 2 a.m. in the morning, but I was trying to make them get used to the new discipline, and we delivered on time. But you all know the legislative debacle. We had a budget, but as soon as they were prepared to receive the budget through the presidency, it was delivered. And then one of the things I decided to do was to ensure that civil servant salaries would be paid on time. I was passionate with that. The reason is this. Before, under the first UP administration, this was no longer a problem for us. I mean, we started it, Saya, myself, and then my friend and brother Amara continued it, but then it became a problem. I don't want to belabor that, but what they were used to before have become something of the past. So one of the first things I decided to do, call my folks and told some of them were here when we were here. I asked them, I said, but wait, no, you were here before and we did it. I know, did we do miracle? They said no. So do you remember what you did before? Yes. Why can't we do it again? They said yes. And I said, we'll do it. So we started to study the business process and do, to some extent, what we call business process re-engineering, and create understanding where the unnecessary clutter is, and dealing with bureaucracy and redundancies in the system. And so we reached a point where we could say, barring exogenous factors, because we don't control everything. Like now we have a bank, we have a situation with a bank, I don't want to announce, there's a system, a payment system, there is a problem in crediting accounts of employees. Although we had sent the money well in advance, more than 2 weeks to the bank, but it has not completed. So those are the kind of things we're trying to solve, but that is an exception, maybe a 1 to 2% exception. But by and large, we are paying civil servants on time. Why is this necessary? In July, we even started in around the middle of July. Why is it necessary? We feel that the pay that civil servants get, we should ensure that there is predictability around the pay. No civil servant should go to want to rent a house or to take a loan, and because you say you are a government civil servant, they close the door on you. They don't trust that you pay your rent. Now, one of the things I can proudly say, because you are working with government, your landlord knows that you can pay. They know now that you have predictable income. This situation where that was common, where civil servants will go and take loans and get charged 25% or whatever, they are not being charged like that, except 1 or 2 times where these technical issues, banks crediting bank accounts of civil servants, which we try to resolve, and working with the central bank, we are working on something called the national payment switch, which will put this country on a new path of digitization, and most of these processes will get seamless. Even at the level of the ministry, we are working on new pay systems that are going to help us to move more efficiently. So, by and large, issue of payment of civil servants has been handled, and we'll continue to monitor it. We also did some top-ups. We don't say it loudly. You heard about the harmonization that took place. For me, I really feel that I'm not a stickler for pay cuts and pay reduction, knowing full well that people in government must meet experts. Some of the experts will meet, they are top experts. You're meeting someone, people in government are interacting with some of the best and brightest across the world. Government must attract the best and brightest too. And so, well, some of us can decide to sacrifice, but it's not everyone that will sacrifice like us. So for me, I've said it, and I mean it. As long as the revenue elasticizes, we will look kindly on the pay of government workers. That's why we started last year. Last year, we started with health workers. We did some top-ups on police, the army, agriculture workers, and by and large, at the judiciary, for people at the Supreme Court bench, the judges, the magistrates, and most people in the judiciary, I can say, their pay, have been put now at quote unquote pre-harmonization levels. And there are a lot of things happening in integrated institutions. And I've assured the integrated institution that we're going to look kindly in this new budget. We have a situation where engineers, public works and others, Minister Giddens told me some of the pay scales, and I just said that it's unacceptable. So new group of professionals will be enveloped in the pay increment regime as we go on. So you see us working tooth and nail, Commissioner General Double Jala, on the revenue collection side. We are revenue collectors in a way, also at the Ministry of Finance. Line ministries and agencies also collect revenue. So we're trying to expand the power. When we expand the power, one can hope ministries and agencies, including our REA, can hope to get bigger piece of the pie. So that's what we're working on. Well, in terms of the ministry itself, you know, some of I don't want to belabor it too much, but I think the employees know what. One of the things we did in my first stint as minister, we focused on employee welfare a whole lot. We bought buses. In fact, we started a scholarship program at the ministry, both foreign and local. At that time, every employee of the ministry who wanted to go to school locally to earn a bachelor's degree, we were paying. They wanted to go to whether it was law school or any MBA program, we were paying. Now, most of those programs stopped. And we have buses. And the buses we bought then, lasted long. And my successors continued the program. But when we came in, no employee bus. And the clinic did not exist. The bathrooms had issues. I don't want to go into some of the gory details because that's not my thing. But females at the ministry today know that they are facing a different reality than what they faced before. And some of these things really didn't start with me. I thank my predecessor, Boyman Kamara, who started these things. I just made sure that I consolidated some of the gains. So the Ministry of Finance is a change ministry. We have not delivered all we want to do for our employees. We are on the track. And every year, and this is not just for the Ministry of Finance, but the entire government, all we say, today is better than yesterday. And what we are sure is that tomorrow will be better than today. And what we are sure is that day after tomorrow will be better than tomorrow.